Good evening. I'm Chuck Hucklebuck, and you'll notice by the disdained and disgust look on my face that I am once again yet alone for results. Where are my esteemed colleagues, you may ask? Well, one of them's computer has broke, so through no other technology has he found a way to be able to do results with me. One of them has been deported to Mexico by their fiance and is likely going to turn up dead due to the cartel. And the other one, that is usually generally with me at all times, is babysitting a fucking dog. Oh no, no, that dog right there, that's not even accurate any longer. That dog right there has looked like she's ate all the dogs. She looked like she ate all the kangaroos' families. That is not accurate at all anymore. Nope. There it is. Yeah, that's about right.
Audio Jungle.
Good evening. I am Ryan Huckabee, and I am obviously the owner of XwE Extreme Wrestling Entertainment. And before I do results, which will be very short, I think that it is time to deliver a message to the people of EFED that are especially here a part of XwE. I'll try to keep it short, and I'll try to keep it tame. For the past few months or so, I cannot go through my newsfeed without seeing someone absolutely complain about what we do, EFED. Some of the people that complain, I feel like that have been just a part of XwE, and I've seen them be a part of some other EFEDs, but mainly XwE. I don't see how what they got to complain about, what they got to cry about, what is so bad about this. I get there's a lot of outside drama. I get people don't like each other. I totally understand. There are people that dislike me and will never probably talk to me again or talk the most unbelievable shit behind my back. But what do I got to say to that? Fuck you guys. You don't know me. I will continue to do me. If I want to call you a fucking dog, a kangaroo, or any goddamn thing else, so the fuck what? Get over it. I'm pretty sure you're not a fucking axe murderer or fucking worse. And I'm not a terrible person, so if I call you a fucking any kind of stupid shit, you'll be alright. I promise you, you'll be okay. With that being said, I just go through the newsfeed and I see people crying, complaining. It's always something. Somebody's about to retire. Look, you can call this fake. You can call this a game. You can call this a pastime, hobby, or whatever you want. But the fact is that, let me tell you a story. And this isn't to make somebody feel bad, but whatever. And this is my own choice that I did it because I still care. I enjoy it. I have fun with you people. I have fun making up stories. I have fun watching your promos. I have fun still doing this. So this is why this is my attempt to try to keep this alive for myself and a friend that's no longer here. Last year, I laid in a fucking hospital bed. You can ask Nick Maglio, and I'm not saying anybody else has to do this. This was my choice. Again, you can ask Maglio, Rain Carter, Grim the Clown, who the fuck ever. I laid in a goddamn hospital bed, not knowing if I was really going to leave. I had sepsis in my blood. I was fucked up. A lot of you remember that. And what was I doing? I still made a goddamn video with Grim the Clown. I was still telling Nick, I got this, I got this. That's my choice that I did that. But that's because this is something I enjoy doing. This is something I love doing. I love doing storylines with TJ Vegas, with Glenn Sexton, with Beezy Badass, with Nick Maglio, Thomas Austin. Every goddamn body that's in E-Fed, in this E-Fed, Dollface. I've tried to involve some new people to come in. I don't care if you're left, you're right, or whatever the fuck you are. I've enjoyed doing this with you. I enjoy you making my company still one of the, probably the best E-Fed, or the most outstanding nostalgic E-Fed that's left out there. I don't know what is wrong with some of you. I can understand. I can relate. Trust me, if there's anyone that's more frustrated in this game right now, it is me. I put on so much of a burden to do this because I enjoy it so much. And I'm willing to take the headache of it. I'm willing to take on and run the entire ship if nobody would help me. I enjoy having all of you here. I don't want you here if you don't want to be here. I don't want you to tell me you're going to compete one week or do something one week and do something entirely differently, because I do put time in this with the 2 or 3 people that help me to figure out what's good at this. How can we make this a storyline? What can we do? This will be fun. I take time out of my day to do that just as much as you take time out of your day to cut a 3-minute promo, to cut a 5-minute promo, to work a storyline, to do results with me. I don't want you here if you're going to retire next week. If you're going to retire down the road, I don't want to have to sit and plan a storyline and then have to change plans over and over, because it's a recycle every week now is what I'm getting at. It's a continuous recycle of like, well, they're retiring, so we got to do this. Nothing's making sense anymore. People can't keep up with fucking champion storylines or anything, and it's got to stop. So this is what I'm doing. Please, please, out of respect for me, if you don't want to do this anymore, please message me so I can take you completely off. That's step 1. Step 2 is after Incarnation, I'm going to combine both brands, Massacre and Eclipse, to make it easier on me and the 1 or 2 people that do help me. I am going to combine Massacre and Eclipse, so that means I am going to combine the Massacre and Eclipse Championship. I'm going to do away with the TOPW Championship, most likely. I'm going to combine the Tag Team Championships. Nick's messaging me out of nowhere. Anyway, that's basically what I'm going to do. And so it'll make this an easier flow with something that I can easily keep up with, that I can run if I have to even run it by myself like I used to for so many years, that I can keep up with. But I do not need people coming to me every week telling me, I don't want to do this anymore. I got to retire. I need to do, I can't. If you are here to, if you enjoy doing this and you're having fun, okay? Because I don't think I make it stressful on anyone, because when I see these posts of people like, he fed bad, it's so bad, I hate it, it's the worst thing ever, I just don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I don't have time with this. I'm going to win 10 Super Bowls, you know, after an E-Fed didn't give me, I mean, just, okay. Then stop doing it and stop telling me different things. If you have plans, I don't want to have to invest time and plans into you if you're not going to be here. That's all I'm saying. And I think as much time and as much as I've put into this game, hobby, fake company, whatever, I would think people would owe me enough respect to just tell me. And just so I can know what I'm working with. So for all of those is what I'm saying. If you are here to compete and you have fun competing in my company, in XwE, and you trust my booking and trust me or whatever, and you know who already works with me as well, if you have trust in them, and the Maglios, the Reigns, you know, if you enjoy being here and you have fun doing this, then thank you. Stay. But I think everybody that don't want to do this or be here, you need to let me know now so I can stop asking you, I can stop worrying about you showing up, and that way I can milk this down to one solid brand. And that's what's happening after Incarnation. I'm not posting another card. We're having Incarnation. we're going to do what we was going to do there. And then afterwards, we're going to have us a nice little super show and combine all the titles. So, that being said, thank you all for listening to me. I am not going to do much storyline on these cards because everybody, no offense to the person that made the Massacre card, it made absolutely no fucking sense. So I'm just going to run down the winners here. Okay, sorry about that. Welcome back. I'll try to turn into Chuck Hucklebuck here. First match, barbed wire cage match. Johnny Christ versus Robbie Cutthroat. What could you expect? Bloody ass match. Johnny Christ takes the victory. Perel, I can't even read right now. Peril at the Packard plant. This is a Detroit thing. Dollface versus the Dragon Queen. Dollface continues her dominance of being top female in XWE. Dollface wins. Fatal 4-way TLC that made no sense because we had 2 champions in, but no title was hanging at the top. So Morg Man decided not to even show for that shit. You heard his message. Happy, delivered quite an impact. Azebo was off with some gay men somewhere doing some shit. I don't know. Nonetheless, he didn't show up. Glenn Sexton is your man here, and he takes the victory. Next was a prosthetic leg on a pole match. Jesus Christ. Shooter J got arrested by XwE PD. Thorogood, man, planted meth on him. I mean, he kind of looks like he... I'm just fucking with you. Anyway, didn't show up. So it was Michael Valentine between David Blake. David Blake retrieves the pole... retrieves the prosthetic leg and beats the fuck out of Michael Valentine, picking up the victory. Next, we had an Inferno match between Cody Petty and Professor Brett Wigger. Cody Petty burns alive Brett Wigger. Brett Wigger somehow survives, though. Kind of like Kane all those times. He got burned up. Cody Petty picks up the victory. Next, it was a Piranha Fish Tank Death match. Jesus Christ. Which, this one makes some sense because TJ Vegas and Onions are in it. Nonetheless, Shea Ta'a kind of doesn't even want to be part of this, I think. He issues a challenge to Happy, which Happy made an open challenge out of nowhere. See, people just doing crazy shit. So, TJ Vegas and Onions pick up the victory. The main event, I gotta say, made the most sense. Fuck it. Hell in a Cell, electrified barbed wire, exploding sushi octopus ink death match, Triple N specialty. It was for the Real Pro Championship. Casey Moran, as we all know, is the North American champion. However, he came up just a bit short against Triple M. Triple M retains the Real Pro Championship. That wraps up that insane massacre, and we move up into Eclipse. Took part at the Bonsecular Wellness Arena in Greenville, South Carolina. That's my personal hometown. I didn't want to move too far because I felt lazy. Forgive me for once for feeling lazy, I guess. In a singles match, Vex took on Tom Matthews. Tom Matthews manages to pick up the victory. Many of you may know that they have a past history. Next was a singles match. Raw lost fairly to the Devil's Executioner last week, as we've seen. The week before, Devil's Executioner is going on to challenge Killshot for the Intercontinental Championship. However, it was Raw taking on Killshot, and Raw picks up the victory due to some outside interference of the Devil's Executioner. Wow. Which I guess that implants that it's going to be a hell of a fight coming at Incarnation for the Intercontinental Championship. Next was a tag team match. Doomsayer and Sonny Raxon taking on the Reverend, Terry Aikman, and War. War and Sonny Raxon both coming over this week from a massacre to take part in this. Nonetheless, a little bit of revenge from Terry Aikman after taking a loss to Doomsayer, who has earned his right to challenge for the TOPW Heavyweight Championship. Terry Aikman, the Reverend, and War pick up the victory over Doomsayer and Sonny Raxon. Man, I'm doing good here. Next, special guest referee match. The Morg Man decided to be at Eclipse instead of Massacre. But he was special guest referee between Joey DeWitt taking on the undisputed world heavyweight champion of XWE, Tyler Throne. Tyler Throne picks up the victory due to Joey DeWitt leaving the ring, disappearing into the audience. We don't know what happened to him. We have drug tested him, and I expect within about 6 weeks we'll get that drug test back after we have released him, and we'll offer him a place in the Hall of Fame where he will then refuse us. That reminds me of another story I just recently heard. Next was a singles match between the Reverend Crow taking on Puerto Rican Hector. Neville makes his presence known again here in XWE. and the Reverend, and it costing him the match, and I'm making this. This is personal. This is what they pop into each other's matches all the time here recently. I'm sorry, I'm really high. Just forgive that. I'm not on meth, I promise. Nonetheless, so I'm making this match official for Incarnation. It's going down. The Reverend Crow is going to take on Nephilim. However, afterwards, they do avoid getting arrested as the XwE PD come down to greet Puerto Rican Hector, who exits with the XwE PD. Very weird, and hopefully more to come on that. Nonetheless, we move into the next match. It was a triple threat match, and before the Thriller triple threat tag team match of the TLC Eclipse Tag Team Championships match, that would actually make sense because in a TLC match you actually put belts on the line. Never mind. It was Dave Barron with Thomas Austin taking on Rain Carter with Thorogood and the Outlaw Shadow with Johnny Newhaven, as Rain Carter manages to pick up the victory here with a little bit of help from Thorogood, as the attempt to once again arrest Thomas Austin. Yes, you heard me right. Thomas Austin is back in jail. Fuck the GOAT. I'm kidding. Or am I? Dave Barron is still very confused and frustrated and flustered by all of this. Nonetheless, he still remains the tag team champion, and we'll see if they'll be able to defend those at Incarnation. Successfully defend those. Next, special guest referee Grim the Clown. As we all know, he's going to be taking on Carl Coles at Incarnation for the Eclipse Championship. Carl Coles, the champion, took on the Bogan Brute, who now, obviously, we all know has a lot of history with Grim the Clown. Well, Grim the Clown strikes again. He hits Carl Coles with the boop boop that falls into a cunt bomb that buries Carl Coles for the 1, 2, 3. And ladies and gentlemen, look at that. The Bogan Brute picks up the victory with the help of the special guest referee. This seemed like a setup to me, honestly. Carl Coles is highly upset. He does get his title back, however, but how long will he be holding it? Will he be able to successfully defend it past Incarnation? A lot of bad blood now set in between him and Grim the Clown. As most of us, I think, should know, Grim the Clown has separated himself from the LOD, so it leads to believe, does Carl Coles, is the LOD still even a thing besides just a name of a group? Does Carl Coles have any backup for this? Tune in for Incarnation. You will find out. I'll keep you more updated. And don't forget my message at the beginning of the show here for Chuck Huckabuck XWE. This has been WFUK, and I'll leave you with this.
That nigga gay, 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 nigga gay.